Alright, bro. Yeah, I'm just doing some chess puzzles and shit. Um, I'm just do a couple just to play the game a little bit. There's a capture on this queen. There's a check. E6. What can they do if I check E6 and they block? Probably not. I think it's the check, honestly. I'm gonna use the hint. If it says the queen, I'm gonna assume it's the check. If it says the rook, I'm gonna assume it's to take the queen. I feel like it's the check though. My guess right now is the check. Yeah, it's probably the check. Yup. See, I know what I'm talking about. I'm right, bro. I already know. Shut your gut, bro. But what it is probably now, it's probably take that queen, bro. It's probably because I got two captures, but they don't make any sense. It's either take that queen or nah. Yeah, it's probably take that queen. It's probably take that queen. I'm gonna use the hint again. Nah, man, I fucked up. See, man, I don't know everything. It's probably, you know what it probably is? It's probably the sack. That would be smarter. Sack the queen, then take their queen. Because when I sack, yup, bro, see, that's how you do it, bro. Because when you sack, like, look, bro, peep. Yeah, I don't be peeping. When you sack right here, look at the material, gang. Look at the material. It's a rook. That's 5 plus a knight. That's 13. 13. They got 4 pawns. I got 5 pawns. So I'm up 1 pawn. They down a whole rook. They got a bishop. I got a rook. So I'm up 2 points, 3 points, really, because I got the pawn too. So that one makes sense. So this one you got to remember, bro. That's the second part of it, bro. You got to remember shit. It's the check. You sack the queen because you have the capture, but you sack the queen, bro, because you're going to be up material. That's another thing about these puzzles. Sometimes I mess up because I don't see the material count. That's a variable in evaluation that I usually skip, but I have to stop skipping it because that's going to increase my accuracy in these puzzles. But normally in like games, you already know what they like tell you what the material is. So I don't be worrying about it, but you should just worry about it. Anyways, here got some like reveal or some shit going on because the fiend kettle the bishop on B2. That shit is behind my knight. You know what I'm saying? So I might like check, take it. I got the capture or whatever. Does that make sense? It makes some sense. I'm thinking it's some type of reveal with this knight. But let me evaluate fully right now, bro. We got the rook is looking down. Queen is looking across, looking diagonal. Queen guards the rook guards the queen, bishop guards the rook. Light square pawn structure. I'm talking about the white side right now. They got to capture on my knight 2 different ways. That's counting. I already talked about my bishop, you know, fiend kettle bishop and everything. Queen is kind of looking rough. Their knight is undefended too. Undefended pieces create tactics. So what I'm thinking is to go D7. D7 will do the reveal and it'll hit the knight at the same time. If they take... No, that's bad. If they take the knight, then they have a capture on my rook. Yeah, no, that doesn't make sense. But I think it is. I'm going to click the hint. I think it's a knight move. Yeah, it was a knight move. I was pretty confident on that. I just don't know which one it is because I know it's the reveal. Let me calculate F3 because it's the only check. I check. They probably take with the queen or the pawn. I have the capture. They got to move out the way. But then what do I get? What do I get at the end of that? Oh, there might. I think it's a fork on d4. No, it wasn't either of those. It was to sack, bro. For what, bro? Why? Well, why though? Why? This is how you get better too. You gotta ask yourself the questions. Why, bro? You gotta ask and answer questions. How you get smart at anything. Maybe because when we capture here, we hit the queen. That does make sense. When you capture, you hit the queen, and then you have to capture at the end on the bishop. That makes sense. So see now, I understand. Once you fail, it's good because then you can understand why you fucked up. That's why you play puzzles, bro. So here, I had the first move right. It was a reveal. It just was to take the pawn because you wanted to hit this is a three mover. You know, that's why I didn't see it. I'm thinking a little bit wrong because you're supposed to think of multiple moves ahead when you calculate, not just one move ahead. That's where I messed up. So I took the pawn, c4. Then I take the knight. I take the rook with the knight, e3, because it hits the queen on d1, and then I also have this capture at the end. So that I have to remember. See, now what I do is I just go back because you need to remember, man. The most important thing is to remember. See, I remember here, you capture e6, they go to f8, then you sack because you're going to win material at the end. I remember that one. This one, do I remember? Remember, it's the reveal. You capture the pawn to reveal on the bishop. Then you capture the rook because it hits the queen. Now, at the end, you take the bishop and you won some material again. See, they have a knight. I have a rook. Rook is worth more than a knight. Also, two rooks are sometimes better than a queen, so that's good too. All right, next puzzle. Let me see. Let me see. I see that the queen has a capture on h3 on the knight. They don't have any checks. They have a dark squared pawn structure, but their dark squared bishop is blocked out, which is good for me. A light squared pawn structure, a dark squared bishop was also good for me. Their focal points look shit right now. Their king is completely exposed, bro. It's like they have some pawns on the f file, but that doesn't, that doesn't look very helpful. I think I need to. It has something to do with the focal points, bro, because this is weird. It's weird just because their king is so exposed. So I think the move, let me see, checks, captures, threats. Obviously, I have the capture and check on f8, but that's stupid. I have a check on h8, h7. Those don't make any sense either. What could I do? I could check h7. They take fork. But like, why? Like that doesn't make sense, right? I'm getting text, but I don't want to get text. I don't know what to do here. Maybe I'm missing something else. Yeah, I don't see anything. I'm confused. I'm honestly confused. I gotta calculate. Maybe I moved the knight. Knight's on the edge. It's kind of weird. Maybe I feel like I have to sack the knight. I feel like I have to sack the knight, bro. Knight f4. Because if they take, I get the bishop in there and try to, like, mate. Try to threaten the mate. I'm going to use the hint. I'm assuming it's a knight move. It is a knight move. I was correct. Now I just got to figure out which one it is. If I go f3, f3 takes, then I have a capture on f6. That would lead to mate, so they would have to probably sack. They probably have to sack, right? Yeah, they'd have to sack. So I'm gonna try it. Yup, bro. I'm right. Yup, they had to sack. Yup. Niggas say, oh, you're slow. You're going too slow. No, nigga, you're going too fast. That's why you got the puzzle wrong, Gengi. You gotta go slow, bro. You gotta make the right decision every time, bro. You gotta think like the king, man. I'm gonna do one more and I'm gonna get up out of here because I gotta answer my fucking text, bro. It's an end game. I fucking hate end games, but this one looks pretty simple. It's a light squared bishop. So all I really gotta do is get these pawns, my pawn majority to the end on a dark square. Whenever they have a light squared bishop, you gotta get it to the end on a dark square. So a4, the a4 pawn needs to get to a1 is the goal of this puzzle. If I go up now, they will take my b3 pawn, which is not good. So, but if I walk the king, it might take too long too. I think I probably move the b pawn, b2. I go to b2. What can they do? Are they in the box? They're probably gonna go to a2 to stop me. And then what? I don't know. I think I have to bring my king over, but I don't want to do that. Do not want to do that. I feel like it's going to take too long. I'm going to try d4. Now, let me do the hint first. But before I do the hint, I'm saying is d4. That's my best guess, bro. I was correct, bro. I was correct. They be saying I go too slow. They don't know what they talking about. Yeah, they moved G2. I probably gotta go again. Yeah, I probably just gotta get over there to C3. That's my guess. I was correct. They go up. Now I'm gonna B2 probably. B2 or no. A3. We're probably both gonna queen or on some shit, you know. But I gotta make sure pawn could get there. I might have to go C2. I don't really know at this stage because I gotta calculate it. So C2, they got 1, 2, 3, 4. They got 4 moves to go to G8. So I gotta do this shit in like 3 to 4 moves. So C4, that's 1 move. Go B2, that's 2 moves. They probably gonna try to stop me. A4. A2. Then I'd have to go around and try to take. That would be so bad. Okay, so it's probably A4. I'm gonna do the hint right now. My guess is I gotta go from A4 to A3. Yeah, that's probably yup. All right, so they went up. My guess is A2 now. Just push the pass pawn, right? Yeah, probably up. That makes sense. Probably just queen right now, right? Yeah, just queen. Yup. Now what I gotta do, man, is I gotta make sure they don't queen. Fuck. I think I have to like give a check, right? Give a check somewhere. I'll probably give a check A6. Where do they move? They gotta move to rank 1, right? And then what do I do in that scenario? I don't know. I don't fucking know, man. Damn. Maybe I don't have to give a check. Maybe I just push my second pawn and just say, fuck you, I'm gonna make 2 queens. I'm gonna see what they say. In this scenario, I think I would just try to make 2 queens. Because I go B2, they're gonna go A2. If they go A2 now, I mean, I could just take, actually. So I would just have two queens to their one, and I'd probably just win the game, right? Yeah, I'm gonna see. Nah, it was to check probably here. Yeah, I should have just went with my gut the first time, but you know, it's okay. That makes more sense. But I'm gonna analyze this one because I kind of messed up. End games are where I struggle with. Most people struggle with end games though because they don't understand like how like chess. To be honest, guys, is one in the end games, is not one in the earlier stages, because the end games are where everybody's bad at just because they don't understand their discernment in real life is bad, so they don't understand that the chess pieces all have a purpose. The king is there for the end game because he's waiting for the right moment to get active. He's not just like, oh, let me just do whatever. No, he's waiting very fucking patiently, and he's gonna be like, let me take my motherfucking time, wait for everybody else to get going, because people are just, you know, all these pawns and shit, bro. Some pawns, you know, they could promote, bro. The king is looking for the pawn that he's like, oh, maybe I should help this one promote. You know what I'm saying? He's looking for the right one, waiting for the right opportunity. That's the real power of chess, man. And that's why people are bad at end games. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what makes everybody not improve. It's really that simple. It's just like, because the end game, you know, like I said, bro, people, they want to think fast. They probably gonna get mad at my videos because they're stupid and they're not impatient and they're just like, nah, you gotta go faster. I'm like, bro, no, 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 no. You go slow, you make the right decision every motherfucking time. Every motherfucking time. Don't let nobody speed your ass up, bro. That's why they hate Luka Doncic in the NBA. He play at his pace, and guess what? He be dropping 30 bombs on niggas. Say whatever they want. Dropping 30 bombs. Can you drop a 30 bomb? No, because you're going too fast. See what I'm saying? So, and even someone like Russell Westbrook, you know, he's fast, but how do you get fast? You got to go to the gym. The workout was slow. You know, the strength training, the workout was slow. All the fastest people, their strength training is slow. Their strength training is not as fast. You know, so that's why, you know, I don't be listening to nobody. If you want to get better at this chess shit, bro, get good at end games. Do your puzzles, get really good at end games. That's what's gonna really differentiate you, because everybody skipped that shit. You know, that's why I'm analyzing right now this end game. So here, if I would have pushed, what would have happened? It would have been a draw. I would have lost this game. Do you see how I'd have fucked up? Cause if I fuck up here, I don't get rating points. I don't get rating points. And they would have deducted me probably like one because I was in a winning position. That one decision, small ass decision, echoes over and over. You do that in one game, now you're upset. You're like, damn, I should have won that fucking game. They made me lose and shit, because now you're blaming the game and not yourself when it was your fault, bro. That's why I do the puzzles. So I know, because look, they going to tell me what I did wrong. They going to tell me. See, they have to check. They have to check. So that queen doesn't matter. Now, it's a motherfucking skewer. It's a motherfucking skewer. They could take this, but then I would take back. But, you know, or they could just keep checking. Perpetual check. Nobody's winning this game because perpetual check. Yup. See, that's why, you know, you do the puzzles. You take your motherfucking time and you calculate, bro. See, I fucked up. I can say that. I can say, yes, I fucked up because I know. Now I know. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to play all of these puzzles over again. I'm going to stay a little bit longer. That's how you get better. You just stay a little bit longer, honestly. So here I remember it's the check. Then you sack because you win material, because at the end you win the queen. Here you have a reveal, and you're also attacking the rook. You hit their queen. They gotta take or move the queen. So you win the bishop at the end. So you win material there. Here, you sack the knight because you threaten a checkmate. And they have to sack their queen to win. Here, you go d4, c3. You push a3 because you're trying to get your pass pawn to the end, right? You push a2, you push and you queen, and then you give a check on a8 because you know if you don't give that check, it's perpetual check and it's a draw because they will queen, and you will not be able to get out of that perpetual check. It don't matter how good you are, bro. Perpetual check is a draw every motherfucking time. Every motherfucking time, bro. Now you drill these lessons into your brain. You write them shits down. You go play a bot. When you play the bot, you use everything. Everything. If you could beat that bot, the hardest bot in chess.com, over and over again consistently, guess what? When you get into a game, you will play with high accuracy. That is the goal. When you play with high accuracy, your rating will improve. Not because of anything else, but you did what you had to fucking do consistently every time. You did what you had to do, because you can always draw a game. If you see, oh, we're on the same level, you can always draw a game and you won't lose rating. You can always win a game when you play with good accuracy. Okay, that's the formula. Don't try to make it something different. Don't be like, oh, you need to do openings because no, you don't. No, you do not. You're not a master level player. Fuck openings. Don't worry about that shit, okay? Keep the shit simple.